joined Candice Bass-Robinson this morning at Bass Racing to take us through runners for Hollywood Bets Durbanville on Saturday. Candice, you've got in race 2, Love Shack with Aldo aboard. She steps up and trip. How do you think she'll find the 1250?
Vicky, I think they're telling me I'm not stepping enough up in trip, so we'll just have to see. To me, on her pedigree and just on look, she looks like she's a sprinter, but obviously she is looking for a bit further. I think the 1250 will be a better step up for her, but maybe she is looking for a bit further now. But doesn't look like the strongest of fields. I think she's got one or two there with a bit of form, or one or two that finished in front of her last time. I think we'll just have to try and get a little bit handier this time, and she's doing well at home. She certainly will have a money chance.
Race 3, Song of Myself. She ran well on debut. Has she come on since that?
Yeah, she's a very nice filly, Vicky. She did everything right on debut for a filly having her first run. She too, I think, will probably be looking for a little bit further too, but she shows a lot at home in her work, and I think, looking at that field too, she's obviously going to have a good chance there.
Race 4, Gugulote, is scratched onto race 5. You've got the 3 runners, Heliotrope, Watch My Tail, and then Trip to Maputo. Unfortunately, always ends up with that wide berth.
She can't get it right, Vicky. She's always drawn widest out. I think had she had a good draw, I would have been fairly confident about her chances, but it's going to be tough from that draw. She's going to have to try and overcome the draw. They haven't been able to make up the ground from off the pace the last couple of meetings, so she's going to need a bit of luck on her side. But she and herself is fitting well, and as I say, she's a nice filly, so we need a bit of luck from the draw. The other 2, Heliotrope, is going to need a lot further. I think she's going to need a few runs before she comes to hand. She'll be very green first time out. And the other filly, Watch My Tail, also very green on debut. It's been quite a while since she's been back on the track, so probably going to need a couple of runs too before she comes to hand.
Race 6, Max the Otter. He's ran 10 days ago. Quick turnaround. How's he been in between runs?
Yeah, Vicky is fine. He's been a little bit of a frustrating horse. He showed a lot of promise early on, and he just hasn't really fulfilled that as he's gone on. Again, this time round, he's not drawn well again. I think he's drawn widest out. Last time we opted to take him up there, and I don't think he really enjoys racing like that, so we're going to have to try and drop him in this time and take his chances, but not ideal on the track at the moment, so I think he's got his work cut out.
Race 8, it's a lovely Cape A Stakes over the 1,000 metres. You've got the 3 runners. Paroshka obviously coming after a bit of a rest. Mr. Cobbs loves the trip. And Fire Ali, the old soldier.
Yeah, Fire Ali stepping down to 1,000 metres now. Although there doesn't look to be a huge amount of pace in that race, so he might get away with it. He likes to go up handy or likes to be in front actually. So, it might be a little bit sharp for him, the 1,000 metres, but as I said, there doesn't look to be too much pace. He's getting a little bit long in the tooth now. He's, I think every now and then he's going to run a good race and on the others not. So we'll just have to wait and see really with him. He's always doing well, he eats well, he looks well, he does well enough at home. So, it's all just going to depend if it's too quick or not for him. Paroshka coming back from a rest, he's had an injury along the way, so he's back to being back on track again now. He's doing really nicely at home. I haven't given him a gallop or anything, so if he doesn't need it too much, it is being only 1,000 metres, so he shouldn't need it too much at the weights. I think he must definitely be included. And Mr. Cobbs, he's the kind of horse that loves the summer. He doesn't enjoy winter and the softer going, so I think that might be a little bit of an issue for him. He loves the trip, but I think we'll prefer the going more on top.
The last of your runners on the day is Benjamin in the last. He couldn't quite get a run last time. The 1,000 metres, is he okay over that trip?
Vicky, I think he had every chance last time. He just, sometimes he looks like he's going to run through horses, and he just doesn't. As soon as he gets a bit of daylight, he just doesn't quite, he thinks he's done and he's had enough. So he sometimes can be a little frustrating in that sense. But I've got him back over 1,000. I think he enjoys the pace of 1,000. They go a good pace for him, and he can, sit behind horses for longer, and he doesn't have to have such a long run in. So yeah, it looks to me like there's a lot of pace in that race, so he might be run off his feet a little bit early on, but I think that's what he likes. He's got a one draw, so he always runs a good race. He's never that far off him, but I think it's quite a competitive race.
Candice, thank you, all the best.
Pleasure, thank you.
Thank you. That's Candice taking us through runners, some really nice types on the day, so make sure you keep an eye on them.